we're not going to disrespect the Hulkster. That's what we're not going to do. Is we're not going to be disrespecting Hulk Hogan, the Hulkster. I don't care if he had some controversy outside of the ring. I don't care if he endorsed Donald Trump. We're talking about one of the most original characters in American popular culture history, whether you know wrestling or you're a fan of wrestling or not. We are talking about a guy who created something out of his imagination that captured the world's attention. Men, women, and children all know who Hulk Hogan is, who the great Hulk Hogan was. And like I said, I don't care about him endorsing Trump. I don't care about the stuff that was controversial. We're not going to be disrespecting the man with the 18-inch pythons, brother. We're not going to be disrespecting the Hulkster for the joy that he gave. Forget you as an adult, sicko. Forget you. Think about the kids. Think about you as a kid. Talk about a real-life superhero. When the Hulkster was out there oiled up with his goatee and his hair and those 18-inch pythons, brother. Pure joy, elation, total original. This is an original character that he created. Hulk fucking Hogan, the Hulkster. We're not going to disrespect the Hulkster, brother.
So real quick, I just want to say, man, Mr. Michael Rapaport, man, listen, I normally like your commentary. I'm normally in agreement with what you say. I normally find myself happy that you spoke on something that I wanted to say. But in this case, you are in no position to say what you just said. The comments that were made by Hulk Hogan was not at the Jewish community, sir. The comments that Hulk Hogan made did not make you feel any kind of way to tell other people that they shouldn't feel some kind of way. You are out of place, out of line, and this pretty much disrespectful to Black people and everything that we've been through when when we're the ones that's being shitted on by somebody's comments. So I find that actually offensive. But I do want to say that, growing up as a kid, yeah, I grew up watching Hulk Hogan, and I would be lying if I didn't tell you I was in the mirror ripping off shirts and shit, man. I was ripping off shirts and shit. I got pictures making muscle. Literally, man, all that stuff was emulating Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan was the status of muscle, and we had the Incredible Hulk. We had Lou Ferrigno, Arnold Schwarzenegger, but there wasn't necessarily, as kids, we didn't see them so much. We saw wrestling. Wrestling was on TV every day. You know what I mean? We looked up to Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan was a superhero, no doubt about it. Hulk Hogan was all those things. All those things is true. Wrestling was something that we loved, we enjoyed because of Hulk Hogan, the excitement he brought and stuff like that as a kid. But that has necessarily, we can't necessarily separate that from the person when we're talking about his legacy. His legacy as a person would have to include who he is as a person. Who he is as a wrestler, a character is one thing, and we can appreciate that, and we can we can pay homage and things like that to the things that he's done and stuff, ways he's made us feel, which we do. I do. I appreciate it as a kid, stuff like that. But as an adult, and what I've learned of him as a person, especially from these comments that he made, there's no way you're gonna tell Black people that they shouldn't be upset or shouldn't feel like some type of way because of what we found out about Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan was a racist, bro. He was a racist. You want us to forget about that and just pretend that it never happened? Oh man, he crazy. What you got, Daddy?
First of all, man, Hulk Hogan disrespected himself.
Yeah.
Let's keep that, right there. I mean, personally, I was an Ultimate Warrior fan. I wasn't really fucking with Hulk Hogan like that anyway. So it ain't no big issue to me. Yeah, I mean, so and like I agree with what you're saying. For to Michael Rapaport when it comes to don't disrespect Hulk Hogan. And guess what? Hey man, if that's how you feel about Hulk Hogan, that's how you feel. But what Hulk Hogan said, you know, and I agree, you cannot separate what he said from the character that he's playing.
Right, right,
You know what I mean? Like real shit. We know him as Hulk Hogan. We don't know him as Terry.
right.
You feel me? So Terry said the shit, but when he's on doing the WWE rest, whatever, wherever he is, he's Hulk Hogan. But you can't separate that because now you done pull the cover up. You know what I
Thank you.
mean? And people
Reveal.
see,
Mhm.
yeah, people see that. So now what how do you expect a person to say, damn, I want to support this dude still? And I don't care about the political affiliations and all that other shit.
Me neither.
It is what it is.
Right.
But
Mhm.
but now it makes more sense as to why he's on that side. You know what I'm saying? You want people to have some type of sympathy for this motherfucker? Nah,
Right.
I can't get with that.
I can't
You
do
know what
it.
I mean?
I
And
can't
and
do it.
it's unfortunate that he passed away to his family. He ain't
Mhm.
my family. I don't give a
There,
shit.
there you go. I ain't watched wrestling, bro, since the damn probably 90s. I don't know. Like, but I
Right.
want to read his actual comments. I want to give a little bit of a commentary about history about what exactly happened. So, for those who don't know, Hulk Hogan, his daughter, I believe her name is Brooke. She was dating. I don't want to miss her name. Hulk Hogan's daughter was dating a black guy, and it was revealed through a transcript in a court case that Hulk Hogan's comments about her boyfriend. He had in the transcript. He says, "I mean, I rather if she was going fuck some nigga. Uh, I rather if she was going to fuck some nigga. I'd rather her marry a 8 foot tall nigga worth $100 million, like a basketball player. I guess we're all a little bit racist, fucking nigga." That's his comments. That's his comment. I mean, dude, he leaned in on that. He leaned in on that
Oh,
nigga word. Like, I'm like, bro, listen, I get it. So check it out, but just real quick. I trust me, I do understand that as a certain race, as a black man, as a white man, I can understand if you want your child to stay within the race. I have no problem with you wanting your child to date their own race. That's not a crime. That's not what this is about. This is about the disdain that he expressed in that message for black people. It's not even much about it. You can say a black person, and you can say, I'd rather you date somebody white without saying what you said in such a harsh way about black people, saying nigga in that kind of way, 8 foot tall, stereotypical. I mean that type of statement is, it kind of insinuates that, that's all black people are good for, or that's the only type of nigga that's good for anything to play basketball, 8 foot tall basketball player. Our attributes, our body types, that we're taller or we're athletic, and we get famous for that type of shit. So we have no brains. Whether if that's what he was insinuating or not, I don't know. But ultimately, I feel like that's what's the most offensive thing. It's not about him voting for Donald Trump. It's not about, I don't give a damn about his politics. Everybody entitled to their own belief system. Cool. But when you make a direct attack at black people to that degree, I felt like that was something that got exposed in his mind. And it's something that we can't overlook. So Michael Rapaport, I don't know, who you were talking to, but you were obviously talking to the black community. And we ain't buying it, bro. We not buying it. It's not your call to make. And it actually, disrespectful. You should have shut your ass up. Straight up, like you did. But yeah, man, it's just one of those things that, is unfortunate because he could have had such a great legacy if he had not made those comments. He got kicked off of, I believe, the wrestling, WWE, whatever. He got kicked off of the wrestling for those comments. He was affiliated with them and getting things done through them until those comments came out. So he lost a lot. He came out with a statement apologizing, saying that it wasn't his true character or whatever case may be. Like, bro, we already saw it now. It's already been exposed. You're doing damage control. You're doing damage control. It's out. You see the damage that it's caused. You see people are pissed. And now you're saying, I'm sorry because you're sorry of the reaction. Nah, you just said how you felt. And I'll be happy if you stood by it versus say, I'm sorry, because You're only sorry because it came out and the damage that it's caused. But ultimately, yeah, I hope that, you know what I mean, he rests in peace. I don't hate the man. Uh, it's not a situation where it's a hate, but it is a lack of sympathy as it regards to, you know, his death. Everybody die. People die every day. There's some people that we're going to mourn. There's some people that did some damage, and it's just goodbye. And this is my way of saying goodbye. That's it. Just bye.
Hey man, I look at it like this. If or when, not if, when I
Mhm.
pass away, who gonna give a shit?
Right. Thank you.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm not sitting up here. Hopefully my family have some feeling about it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I'm not sitting up here
absolutely.
worrying about, oh man. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? And I hope Hulk Hogan wasn't. You know what I mean? I can't see that that's what he was feeling, but like real talk, man. I mean, to say that the he'd rather his daughter, if she's gonna be with the N word, right? If he's gonna be with, he'd rather her be with an 8 foot tall, $100 million, right? So you would rather your daughter be with somebody other than a black person, and it don't matter the background in which they come from.
That's a great point. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
you really feel that much that strongly you dislike black people that strongly to say that you rather hurt your daughter basically be with somebody from any background than this man, unless he's $100 million basketball player, tall black
That's
dude.
it. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the
So
qualifier.
yeah, right. So like I said, man, he basically disrespected himself. And guess what? I don't even knock that. That's how you feel about it.
Mhm.
I don't knock that because
Right.
again, everybody have a preference. But at the same time, me personally, fuck with him because he said it.
Right. Right.
That's my preference. And the fact that he died, I don't give a fuck. I
There
have
you
no
go.
feeling one way or the other.
That's
You
it.
feel me? I have zero feelings toward this dude because
Absolutely.
he may be somebody else's hero. That don't mean anything to me. And if they choose to mourn his passing, that's on them. I don't knock them for doing that.
Mhm.
I don't care if they're a black person and that's what they choose to do because of he's their hero. All right, cool. But from my perspective, that shit didn't move the needle for me at all.
Absolutely. And to your point about the black people, because I saw some black folks that was mourning, and I don't know if it was they just weren't educated about the situation, or if, like you say, they just simply just disregarded it. Like, okay, well, we all have a little racism in us. I don't care. He was my hero. I don't know, but everybody has that right. And I mean, I'm not a person that like to necessarily shame people or blame people for, you know what I mean, them making their own personal decision about whatever they want to believe in. But like you said, man, if you're a conscious person, you're a person who believes in, has values and morals about yourself, self-respect for yourself. You're not going to support, or you're not going to, withstand or just stand by while somebody is expressing that their hatred for you. I mean,
Yeah.
if that's not something to make you feel like, okay, maybe I should rethink this whole thing. If that's not something to make you want to back off and look at it a little differently, then maybe your morals are just not, and I'm not going to even, it's not a knock. It's just simply saying that maybe they're aligned in a different way. I don't know. But every person has their own walk in life, their own decisions to make. And for me, like you say, for you as well, I can't feel sorry for Hulk Hogan. Not after it's been exposed how he thinks, his mindset, his racist views, how he feel about me and my people. I'm nobody to Hulk Hogan. If I would walk past Hulk Hogan on the street, I'm pretty sure he would look at me like, nigga, get out of my way. You know what I mean? Nigga, get out of my way, nigga.
Right. Move, nigger.
Yeah, move, nigga. And he
Yeah.
put the ER in that motherfucker too.
Yeah.
Nigger.
Real,
He would have
real
put the
talk.
ER in that motherfucker. But, at the end of the day, man, look, listen, it is what it is. And I think we need to talk about it because seeing somebody like Michael Rapaport say something like that, like as if you're going to disregard the feelings that black people may have. Just imagine if we had said that to him about somebody that said something about Hitler. And we say, well, we still like Hitler. It don't matter what he did. It don't matter who he, you know what I mean? Like, and I got to be careful on this situation. I might, but because we start talking about a certain community, it ain't gonna fly. But and that's not to attack anybody. That's just to simply make a comparison that he wouldn't like it either. That's all I'm trying to say.
Right.
But
absolutely. I mean, it's hey man, again, for one, people get too caught up in the lives of other people. They get too caught up in the persona of celebrities, you know what I mean? And they don't really understand the full background of that person. You know what I'm saying? And then before you know it, like, oh my God, now you're hurt because he's using the N-word. Like, I mean, okay.
You expect it.
But that was your hero? Why do people look up to people? Man, listen, I've never been one of those people, to be real with you. A friend of mine talked about it, a few days ago. I'm not one of those people that I don't care about taking pictures with celebrities. That ain't my thing. You know what I mean? I don't care about shit like that. I don't need no autograph.
Me neither.
You know what I mean? None of that shit bothers me. None of it affects me like that. They're just people to me.
Yeah.
They're just regular people to me. They may have a little bit more money, a lot more money. They may have a lot more notoriety, fame, however you want to call it. But they're still people at the end of the day.
They're still people, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Now I can say, I think Malcolm Jamal Warner's passing did a little something to me, because in everybody's estimation of this dude, he was a good dude.
A real good dude, bro. He was one of the ones.
Yeah. So that passing means something, because this is what's going away. A genuine, really good dude. You know what I'm saying? Versus a nigger hating Hulk Hogan.
Really different, right? Yeah.
Yeah. If you can take away hate out the world, hey man, that don't bother me. But a real good dude, good to just about everybody that ever talked to him.
Yeah.
He's always been a good dude. So that loss means more because of who he was versus the loss of that person because of who he was.
There you go.
Feel me? Yeah. I think the world needs a lot more of him versus the other guy.
Absolutely.
So that's the one that kind of moved the needle a little bit for me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, me as well, bro. They say death come in threes, and around that time we had Ozzy Osbourne, Malcolm Jamal Warner, Hulk Hogan, and I believe it was somebody else or some type of instrument player or something like that. I don't know him particularly personally, but I saw people was posting as well. But yeah, that was a hell of a week. You know what I mean? We just had last week. Other than that, man, look, anybody still watching, truly appreciate you making it to the end. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, comment anything that you disagree with, anything you agree with. Tell me how you feel in the comment section. Share if you can share it. You know what I mean? Holla at your boy. Holla at Teddy. We out.
Yeah.